Hello students, till now we have studied in detail about the group theory. In the group theory, we have begun with the definition of a set, then we have defined a binary operation on a set, then we have defined the algebraic structure, and we have defined the group, then various properties of the group also we have studied. Now we are going to study rings. So rings is nothing but it is again an algebraic structure. So we'll first of all revise what is meant by the algebraic structure. So the definition of the algebraic structure was, if we have a non-empty set, okay, if we have a non-empty set which is equipped with a non-empty set with one or more binary operations. Okay, if we have a non-empty set which is equipped with one or more binary operations, then it is called as a algebraic structure. Algebraic structure. So we have till now studied the group as a one of the algebraic structure. Now we are going to study rings as the next algebraic structure. So first of all we'll revise the definition of the group also. How define a group? If we have a non-empty set A which is equipped with one binary operation, suppose that binary operation is denoted by plus. This binary operation may be usual addition or it may be some other operation also. Okay, so let us suppose that A is a non-empty set equipped with a binary operation which is denoted by plus. Then we say that this algebraic structure is a group if it satisfies four properties. The first property is that the existence of the first property is the closeness. Closeness means if we take any two members from that set, means for all x comma y belongs to A. If x and y are any two members from the set A, then we must have x plus y again in the set A. Okay, this is the closeness property. Now instead of plus, if we have used the binary operation as the star, then here instead of plus we'll get x star y. This will be a member of A. This is the closeness. Then the second property was the associativity, means for all x, y, z belongs to A. Means if we take any three members x, y, z belongs to A, not necessarily distinct, they may be same also. Okay, then this must imply that we should have x star y star z. We are considering star as the binary operation. Okay, if it is plus, then in place of star there will be plus. So then this must imply that x star y star z, this must be equal to the x star y star z. This is the associativity. Then the third one was the existence of identity, which means that for every x belongs to A, there exists some element E belongs to A, such that it must be such that we should have A star E is equal to A, and which is equal to E star A. Then the fourth one is the existence of inverses, which means that for every x belongs to A, there exists some element y belongs to A, such that element should be such that we should have x star y is equal to E, which is equal to y star x. Okay, and if such E exists, which is in the third postulate or third condition, so if such E exists, then that E is called the identity element. Okay, it is called the identity element in set A, and it is the identity element under the operation, binary operation, or it is also called as a composition. So under the binary operation star. Okay, so it is this. The fourth one was existence of inverses, which means that for every x belongs to A, there exists y belongs to A such that x star y is equal to E, which is equal to y star x. And if such y exists, then we say that y is called as the inverse of x. Okay, then we say that y is inverse of x, obviously under the composition star. Okay, y is the inverse of x under the composition star, and if y is the inverse of x under the composition star, then the inverse of x we denote by the notation x inverse. Okay, the inverse of x is denoted by the notation x inverse, and then we say that x inverse is equal to y. So like such we have defined the group. Then after defining the group, we have also defined already the commutative group, also called as the abelian group. It is also important definition, so we'll go for it also. So definition of the commutative group was if A, star, this one algebraic structure, if it is a group, then this group will be called as the abelian group if it is commutative. If it is commutative, which means that for every elements x and y belongs to A, if x and y are any two elements of A, then this must imply that x star y must be equal to y star x. Okay, if x star y is equal to y star x, and if this is for every x comma y belongs to A, then we say that this algebraic structure A comma star, this is an abelian group. First of all, it should be a group, means it must satisfy these four properties. Okay, so first of all, if A comma star, this algebraic structure is a group, means that one, it is closed under the operation star, then the operation is associative, then the identity element under that operation exists, and finally fourth one, there exists the inverses under that operation. So if these four conditions are satisfied, and if then that algebraic operation is also commutative for the elements of the group A, then we say that the algebraic structure A comma star, which is already a group, it is a abelian group. Abelian group is also called as a commutative group. Okay, so then we call this as a commutative group, or also called as a abelian group. Okay, abelian group. So these are the some basic things that we require here to begin with. Okay, so now we'll go for the next one as the definition of the ring. So we'll define the ring now. So definition of the ring is, see here, definition of the ring is, suppose R is a non-empty set equipped with means along with two binary operations. Now we are going to consider two binary operations at the same time on a non-empty set, and suppose that set is R. So if R is a non-empty set equipped with two binary operations called addition and multiplication. Okay, these are the names given to those two binary operations. first binary operation we'll call as addition, and the second we'll call as the multiplication, and which we denote by the notations plus and dot, okay, which are denoted by plus and dot respectively. So these are the notations. Plus means addition and dot means multiplication. That is, these two are the binary operations, which means that first of all, the plus means addition is a binary operation, which means that for all a comma b belongs to R, we must have a plus b belongs to R. And as we are considering that multiplication is a binary operation on R, which means that for every a comma b belongs to R, the product a dot b must be again in R. Okay, so addition and multiplication are binary operations on R, which means that for every a comma b belongs to R, a plus b must be in R, as well as a dot b must be in R. Then this algebraic structure R comma plus comma dot is called a ring if it satisfies 6 postulates. Which are the postulates? The first one is addition is associative. Okay, so addition should be associative, which means that for every a, b, c belongs to R, means if we take any 3 members a, b, c belongs to R, then we must have a plus b plus c must be equal to a plus b plus c. Now the left hand side and right hand side, even though the elements are same and the order is also same, but their meaning is different. Left hand side means first of all take this plus means the addition of members a and b, and whatever is the resultant, then in that resultant add c. This is the meaning of the left hand side. Whereas the right hand side means first of all compute the addition b of b and c as b plus c, and whatever is the resultant, in that add the element a from the left side. So obviously these two have the different meanings, and if for any 3 members a, b, c belongs to R, we have a plus b plus c is equal to the a plus b plus c, then we say that the addition is associative for the elements of R. So this is the first postulate. Okay, so 6 postulates should be satisfied by the algebraic structure R plus star. Out of those 6, the first one is addition is associative. Now the second one, addition is commutative. Addition is commutative, which means that for every a comma b belongs to R, we must have a plus b is equal to b plus a. Next, the third postulate is that there exists an element denoted by 0 in R. Okay, there must be an element 0 in R such that 0 plus a is equal to a, and this is for every a belongs to R. Okay, there must be an element 0 in R such that a plus 0 is equal to 0 plus a, and both are equal to a, and this must be for every a belongs to R. If yes, then such element 0 is called the identity element under addition, and the identity element under addition is also called as a 0 element. Okay, so we'll call it as a 0 element. It is a 0 element of R. Okay, so R must have the 0 element. Next one, number 4. To each element a in R, there exists an element minus a in R such that minus a plus a equal to 0. Okay, if a is any element in R, then there must be minus a in R such that minus a plus a means the addition of minus a and a must be 0. Means the addition of element and another element must be equal to the 0 element of R. If such element exists, then we say that minus a is the additive inverse of a, and the additive inverse of a, which is minus a, is also called as the negative of a. Okay, negative of a means the additive inverse of a. So additive inverse must exist for every element of the R. Next one, number 5. Multiplication is associative. Multiplication is associative means if we have a, b, c as any three members from the set R, then we must have A into B into C must be equal to the AB into C. Okay, so if for every three members A, B, C belongs to R, if we have A into BC is equal to AB into C, then we say that the multiplication is associative. So this is the fifth postulate that is required for becoming a ring. Next one, the sixth one is the last one. Sixth one is multiplication is distributive with respect to addition, which means that for any three members A, B, C belonging to R, we must have A into B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. Means this is the left distributive law. Left distributive law can be written in short as LDL. Left distributive law means LDL. Okay, and also we must have B plus C into A is equal to the B into A plus C into A, and this is the right distributive law, and in short it is written as RDL. Okay, means in the algebraic structure we should have that the multiplication must be distributive over the addition from both sides, from left side as well as from the right side. Okay, so if all such six postulates are satisfied by the algebraic structure R plus dot, then we say that this algebraic structure is a ring. Okay, then it is called as a ring. Now out of these six postulates, observe here, as we have supposed that R plus dot, this algebraic structure is such that plus and dot are binary operations on R. So plus is binary operation in R, which means that R is closed under addition. Then by the first postulate it is clear that the addition is associative. By the second postulate it is clear that addition is commutative. By the third postulate it is clear that the identity element under addition exists in R, and by the fourth postulate it is clear that additive inverses are present in R. So by combining these five, first one was addition is closed, second one was addition is associative, third one was the addition is commutative, fourth one was the addition is existence of identity under addition, and the fifth one was the existence of inverses under addition. So combining these five properties, we can say that the R comma plus must be the abelian group. Okay, so if R comma plus is a abelian group, and in addition to that R comma dot, if this algebraic structure satisfies next three properties, then we can say that algebraic structure R comma plus comma dot is a ring. Okay, this one. Next, whatever we have discussed just now, the same things are mentioned here. So here, since the addition is commutative in R, therefore we have for 0 belongs to R, 0 plus A is equal to A, which is equal to A minus 0. Okay, and also we have minus A plus A is equal to 0, which is equal to the A plus minus A. Means the addition of A and minus A is 0. Addition of minus A and A is also 0, as addition is commutative operation. Okay, next one, the identity element under addition, we have called it as the 0 element, that I have already mentioned earlier. Okay, so the identity element under addition is called the 0 element of the ring. Okay, next one. Now this is also I have mentioned that if R is a ring, then R is the abelian group with respect to the first binary operation, that is addition. Okay, next one. Again we have said that as we know that R is a abelian group under addition, therefore as R is a group under addition, therefore the identity element uniquely exists in a group that is known to us. So as R is a group under addition, therefore there exists only one identity element under addition, and the identity element under addition, in case of the rings, we call it as a 0 element, which means that ring possesses unique 0 element. Okay, so ring possesses unique 0 element. Again, as told earlier, we reserve the symbol 0 to denote the 0 element, means the additive identity of the ring. Next one, don't confuse between the 0 and 0 element. Okay, by the 0 element of a ring we mean the additive identity in the ring. Next one, then the additive inverse of the element A will denote by the notation minus A. Okay, the additive inverse of A will be denoted by minus A. And we have A minus A is nothing but it is the summation of A minus B is nothing but it is the summation of A with minus B. Minus B means additive inverse of B. Okay, so now in the rings by the minus B we mean the additive inverse of B. So addition of A with the additive inverse of B means addition of A and minus B we simply write as A minus B. Next one, now the equation A plus X equal to B have unique solutions in R. Why it is so? Because that we have that property we have studied in case of the groups also. Okay, so as A as the ring is nothing but it is a group under addition, therefore the equation A plus X equal to B will have a unique solution in R, and that solution will be given by the equation that its solution is X equal to B minus A. Similarly, we have there will be unique solution of the equation Y plus A equal to B in the rings, and that solution will be the Y equal to B minus A. Next, both the cancellation laws hold in with respect to obviously addition in R. Okay, as we know that if R is a ring, then R is a group under addition, and we have proved in the groups also that if R is a group, then cancellation laws hold in group. So therefore, as R is a group under addition, therefore both cancellation laws, left cancellation law as well as right cancellation law, hold under addition in case of the rings also, which means that the left cancellation law was A plus B equal to A plus C implies B equal to C. This was the left cancellation law, and the right cancellation law was B plus A equal to C plus A implies B equal to C. This was the right cancellation law. So in case of the rings, left as well as right cancellation law means both cancellation laws hold with respect to the addition operation. Next one, now two more terms we will define here. The first one is ring with unity. Okay, now by the definition of the ring, it is clear that if R is a ring under the addition and multiplication operations, then R is a group under the first operation addition, but which means that the additive identity exists in R, but it is not necessary that the multiplication under the multiplication also the identity element must be in R. A ring may also possess the identity element under the second binary operation, that is multiplication. Okay, it is quite possible that ring may have the multiplicative identity element, means the identity element under multiplication operation. So if the ring has the identity element under the second operation, that is the multiplication, then we call such rings as the ring with unity. Okay, second binary operation was the multiplication. So if the multiplicative identity element in R means in ring, then we say that that ring is with the unity, and the multiplicative identity is also called as a unit element. Okay, so the definition is, if in a ring R there exists an element denoted by 1 such that 1 into A equal to A, which is equal to A into 1, and this is for every A belongs to R, then R is called a ring with unit element. Okay, R is called ring with unit element, and the element, that element 1, which is the multiplicative identity element of the ring, it is called the unit element of the ring. Okay, it is called the unit element of the ring, and as we have reserved 0, this symbol to denote the 0 element, similarly we reserve the symbol 1 to denote the unit element of the ring, and by the unit element we mean the multiplicative identity element of the ring, means the identity element under the second binary operation of the ring. And next one definition is the commutative ring. As we have said that if R comma plus comma dot is an ring, this algebraic structure is a ring, then obviously R is abelian group under addition, which means that the addition is commutative operation for the elements of R. So which means that the second binary operation, that is multiplication, may or may not be commutative for the elements of R. And if it is commutative, means if the second binary operation, that is multiplication, is commutative for the elements of R, then the ring will be called as a commutative ring. Okay, so the definition is, if in a ring R the multiplication composition, means the binary operation, second binary operation, if the multiplication composition is also commutative, addition is already commutative, that is known to us. If the multiplication operation is also commutative for the elements of R, that is if, in symbols the same thing can be written as, that is if A dot B is equal to B dot A, and if it is for every A comma B belongs to R, then we say that R is a commutative ring. Okay, then we say that R is a commutative ring. Next one. Now hereafter we will denote the multiplication composition in the ring. Okay, we will denote the multiplication composition in the ring by the symbol dot. Okay, this will not denote it by the symbol dot, but will denote by the multiplication notation. Okay, will denote it by the multiplication notation. So which means that instead of writing A dot B for the elements AB, we'll simply write it as a AB. Okay, means for every A comma B, if for every A comma B belongs to R, instead of writing A dot B belongs to R, we simply write AB belongs to R. Okay, which means that if there is no one symbol in between the two elements of the ring, which means that there is dot, means the multiplication operation. Okay, it is to be understood hereafter. So today we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next class, and in the next class we'll study some important properties of the ring. Till then we'll stop here. Thank you.